How are you doing? My name's Key. Thank you for coming back to the stream today. We're going to be continuing with GoLang. I watched yesterday's stream, even though it was almost 2 hours long, and I could not let this week end without me at least giving another shot at doing this because I have lots of room to grow with this. But it's okay. It's a learning journey. This is a learning journey, and so is GoLang. But I wanted to end this week strong, so I figured, why the heck not? Let me just get back on here and do one more so I can at least feel good about seeing a little bit of progress with this stream. So here we are. Um, I'm going to jump back into GoLang. I'm going to continue building on some concepts that I explored in the last video. Just as a reminder, this is not a tutorial. I think occasionally I've been slipping up and calling it a tutorial or, approaching it like a teacher. Let me not mislead you. That is merely a consequence of the fact that my day job is as a teacher, and so it's really hard for me to flip my brain off. When you're a teacher, it kind of becomes a personality type uh, in a weird way. It's good, or take that for what you will. It's a good or a bad thing. I don't really know. But yeah, I don't want to mislead you into thinking I'm an expert here. I am an experienced developer, but Golang is not my forte, however. So this is new for me. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the code here. I have prepared basically a little bit of code, not too much. Basically, I just have a file set up here with package main, and I have imported format. This is going to be used for writing logs to my console down here. And then I'm going to do some code that will end up in my main function. So we're going to be covering arrays, slices, maps, and structs. I have some code off screen that I've already pre-written. To be honest, I actually used ChatGPT to help me construct a study plan for tonight, and then I'm just going through this and bumping up against errors and stuff, and trying to just learn along the way as I go through this little tutorial that I've created with ChatGPT. So I'm not I'm not using ChatGPT to code for me. I'm using it as guidance to help me understand what concepts are important and how to navigate them. So hopefully that's clear. I do want to be transparent with you, though. I'm not coming up with this from my mind. If I could do that, there would be no point in this stream, to be completely honest with you. I would just go and make awesome stuff with GoLang. You know what I mean? So, anyways, yes, we're going to start off by making some experiments with arrays. So the purpose of this main file is that we're going to use this to run various functions that I'm going to create. I want to have each of my experiments in their own function, so it's a little neater. Oh, one more thing. If you want to follow this, if you want to follow along or like look at the final repository, you'll be able to go to my GitHub. The link is in the description, and you'll be able to follow along with this repo. I have a really nice README and everything. This will be something you could actually run yourself and make use of. So, sorry, I forgot to mention that. Okay, so we're going to make a function first for arrays. And this function is going to be called demonstrate arrays. Shows fixed sized arrays and multi-dimensional arrays. I have not played around with multi-dimensional arrays since I did that series on machine learning concepts. So, oh wait, no, I have. I did something with Python a while back, but I'm very rusty on that. I feel like that's going to take a while for me to get good at. So, we're going to call various functions that will be used to explore different concepts. And then for these functions, all they're going to do is just print a bunch of stuff to the console. So this is very much like coding 101. Okay. So we gotta have a function here called demonstrate arrays. What I always tell my students and what I always do is I always create the definition of the function. And the first thing I always do is some type of console log print, just to see that the function works. So inside of demonstrate By the way, in the background, I have this like really wonderful and therapeutic. It's like storm, rain, thunderstorm vibes. I'm loving it. Okay, let's go ahead and run this and run or go run period. Okay, so that works perfect. Okay, so an array has a fixed size, and that size is declared when you create the array. So that's the first thing. Let me make this console log look a little nicer. Let's just say, actually, no, I don't need to do that. Let's just get to it. Okay, so arrays in Go. In GoLang, arrays are a fixed size. And then also, you can declare the type of each of the elements in an array as well. Declared for each of the elements in the array. In this case, we're going to do int, and we're going to do an array of length 10. So var numbers, that's the name of our array, and we're going to give it a size of 10. So that means it's going to be 10 elements in there, and each element is going to be of type int. And this array currently has nothing in it, so we're going to write a loop function that is going to go through each index, and it's going to give each index a value. So this is going to be a regular for loop, I beginning at the 0th index. While I is less than the length of numbers, so numbers is going to have a length of 10, of course, and this is going to count up all the way to 10, and then every time it's going to increment 1, and then what we're going to do here is this stuff in the loop is going to initialize each element in the array. And I'm going to do this with just I, but then we're going to come back and make it a little fancier, and we're going to do even numbers, counting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, so forth. So numbers, we're going to target the index, and then we're going to say equals I. Oops. And then in order to show proof of work here, we're going to print the entire array to show the initialized values. Okay, so fmt print line numbers array. I should have set a timer. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 minutes. I'm gonna take a break in 30 minutes.
Starting now.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta take a break. I can't sit here the whole time. Oh, this is Lynn. I was doing this the JavaScript way. My bad. That's gonna happen a lot. Okay, so now we can see here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 9. And to make me fancy, let's change this to do even numbers. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So that's cool. And we can do 3. Give us multiples of 3. So this is counting up by multiples of 3. So let's just stick with 2. That's what I have in my notes. Okay, so that's arrays. Arrays, we declare the size of the array upon initializing it. And also, I want to see what happens if I don't declare. Looks like I'm getting an error if I don't declare the type. Is there like an any type? There isn't. Declare array with any type in GoLang. Oh yeah, by the way, one of my things is I'm trying to avoid using ChatGPT actively during the stream. Like I'll use it to prepare and to like do a little research or whatnot, but I don't want to use it as a go-to during my stream. In fact, I'm trying to break the habit that I observe in a lot of my students and in myself, if I'm completely honest. I don't think there's anything wrong with using AI to learn, but I think that over dependence on it is bad for the memory. It's bad for the retention of materials. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. Oh wait, is it like this? Okay, so that one actually is declaring. How do I declare? So it let me when I put any there. Maybe any is a type. Okay, any is an alias for interface equivalent to interface. Okay, so could I do like, I'm just kind of pressing keys here. So I guess any is what we would do. Wait, so it's any type GoLang? Is that a thing? I literally just guessed that. I literally just made that up. Well, I know that exists in TypeScript. That's why I thought to do it. Um, hmm. See, one of the things is when I'm in the stream, I feel myself resisting, like really digging into reading things, which I need to figure out why I feel that way. Is it a type T? Hmm. I saw this. Would that work? That works. Oh, that's weird. That just seems like, I don't know, tacky. Okay, well, I don't know what the difference is between doing this and Annie, to be completely honest with you, but it makes sense that there has to be. Okay, so Annie is an alias for interface. Um, let's just look that up then. Interface GoLang. It's like almost 11 o'clock here, by the way, so it is pretty late. So forgive me if I'm a little slow tonight. The empty interface can go. An empty interface has no functions at all. Empty interface holds any type. Okay, so yes. So I like using any because that feels familiar as a JavaScript node developer. So that's what we're sticking with here. Let me actually just make this into a comment so I can stick to my script, but also still have this as a note. Um, to hold any type, such as when an array has inconsistently typed elements. And then any is an alias for interface curly braces. Okay, cool. Okay, so the next thing to do here is demonstrate a multi-dimensional array. So this a multi-dimensional array is like an array within an array. And in this case, we're going to do a 3 by 3 matrix. And we're going to print it out to see what it looks like. So 3 by 3 matrix. I used to be a lot more comfortable with this. Okay, so arrays within arrays. I had a student who, not one of my students, but a student that I was assistant teaching that was like dealing with multidimensional arrays, and like my inner being just was the brightest shade of sunflower blossom yellow. It made me so happy. I wish I could have like nerded out, but I had to go and do some other stuff. Okay, so var matrix. We're gonna call this array matrix, like the matrix. And to make a multi-dimensional matrix, we basically put two different lengths next to one another. So a length of 3 inside of a length of 3. So this means that this matrix is going to have 3 elements on the surface layer of it. And then each of those elements is going to have another array within them that is also 3 elements. So this effectively makes a grid. Basically, you could interact with this as like a grid. So these are going to be ints, and okay, in order to initialize the values, we need a loop. But for this, since this is a multi-dimensional array, to initialize the values, here we need a loop within a loop. Since this array is multi-level. So there's 2 levels. I look at it like there's 1 level here and there's 2 level. We need a loop for each of these. 1 loop to go through the outer and 1 loop to go through the inner. So a loop for each of the inners. Man, this is like very hard to explain. So for I equal 0, we're going to, while I is less than 3, we could put the length of the matrix array, but that's fine. We won't do it. We'll just manually type in the number there. I plus plus. And then inside of here, so I is going to be the first outer layer of 3. And then for j, this is going to be the second set of indexes, 0. And j is less than 3. And then j plus plus. So this is the inner array for each of the elements. Then what we need both of these so we can keep track of which one of these we're at, basically, as they go through. So we're going to assign a value based on the sum of the row and column indices. So matrix, and then we have to think about these as like XY coordinates. So the I and the J, the outer, so which of the first 3, and then within one of those, which of the 3. And then we're going to just take I plus J. I think that's right. We're getting an error here. What is this saying? Undefined matrix. Oh, I spelled it wrong up here. The matrix. Okay, so to prove this concept, I'm going to print the multi-dimensional array to show its structure. So fmt.print line, and we're going to say matrix. Matrix. Cool. Okay, let's try this. It's a little bigger. The whole thing's bigger. I think it's too big. Let's go back. So you can see here, this is I1, this is I of 2, this is I of 0, I of 1, I of 2, and then this is I of 0, J of 1, I of 0, J of 2, I of 0, I of 0, J of 0, I of 0, J of 1, I of 0, J of 2. This is I of 1, J of 0, I of 1, J of 1, I of 1, J of 2. And then, yeah, it's so hard to say that out loud, but you can see here that I've just counted 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that was interesting. Now, I hope that I don't know if there's a thing like data frames for GoLang, but that makes dealing with matrices way easier in Python. So I'm hoping that there's something like that. I want to see, is there data frames or something? I feel like this is going to be like a wormhole. I bet there is. There has to be some type of like scientific calculation, something or rather. I would be surprised if there wasn't, because having to deal with matrices like this is just, it doesn't make sense. I mean, you should be able to do it, but it doesn't make sense for like scalable problems. Okay, anyways, that is the array. So yeah, I feel like I learned something from that. That was fun. I definitely learned about the any type. That was unexpected. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about slices. So slices and Go. And we're gonna make a function. So something funky and demonstrate slices. And then we're gonna comment out this demonstrates arrays for now. At the end, I'll make sure that all these are uncommented before I commit this up. But I just don't want my console to get messy. So slices are similar to arrays, but they do not have fixed sizes. And because of that, you can append and create sub slices. So they're similar to arrays, but they're just mutable basically. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our fmt dot print. I'm sorry, print line, and then inside of demonstrate slices, just to make sure our function works. It does. Capiche. I think my little phrase, my little slogan at the moment is capiche, capuche, capache. That's like saying, is everything good? Is everything Gucci? Is everything Prada? Y'all gonna learn my lingo at some point. It's ridiculous. Okay, slices. Slices are similar to arrays, but are resizable and more flexible. So let's create a slice that has a collection of strings, and these are going to be colors. And we do this, but we do not declare a size. We just leave this empty. I think that's the main difference. And then this is a string. And yeah, we can just go ahead and put some colors in here. So red, black, purple, purple. Let's make this colors. Okay, let's go ahead and print our initial slices. F and T. I gotta find a shortcut for doing this print thing because this is like one of my things I dislike is how it feels to type these print lines. Not sure what about it's bothering me. Okay, let's go ahead and print that. And we can see here red, black, purple, cool. Cool beans. Okay, so let's demonstrate the flexible quality. We're going to make another one. We're going to call this more colors. The flexibility of slices. And we're going to say more colors. And this is going to be also a slice of strings. And we're going to do yellow, blue, and orange. Okay. Oh, we gotta make this as type string. Okay. So with this, oh wait, did I mess up again? Oh, stringer. And this needs to be lowercase. What am I doing here? Okay, there we go. And that's complaining because it's not used. Okay, I think we're good now. Okay, so to demonstrate this, I can do colors dot append, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take colors, and I'm also going to do more colors dot dot dot. So this right here is a spread operator. This means I'm going to take all of the things from this slice, and I'm going to put them uh, inside of this thing here, colors. You know what? I don't know. I have to see. I have never done this before. I know what this is in JavaScript, but I don't know what this is. It looks familiar. Print line. So we're going to say extended colors slice. I'm doubting myself, but this is probably going to work exactly how I think. Okay. What am I doing? Oh, got an extra thing here. Oh, I'm sorry. It needs to be colors. Okay, so before I run this, I'm just going to try to take my best guess. Um, this will assign a new value to the colors slice, which will be colors, which will be the items of colors and the items of more colors all together. So this will be one slice, and it's going to be all these things together. So let's see if that's true. So red, black, purple, yellow, blue, orange. Yeah. So yeah. So this right here is the spread operator. More colors. This uses the spread operator. Uses the spread operator to. I like to think of a spread operator as like emptying the Kool-Aid jug into another, because you know what I'm saying, I'll be drinking Kool-Aid like that. Not anymore, but I used to. You know what I'm saying? Empty the sugar into the jug, all of the sugar. So the spread operator basically empties the contents of one uh, thing into another. Now, I don't know if this works for like maps or anything, but in JavaScript land, it works for objects and arrays. Okay. So the other thing is I can make a sub slice. So create a sub slice from an existing slice. And the syntax for this is slice low. We did this on the last stream. So low is like where you start, and then high is where you end. But high is not the actual number or the index that it gets included. It's the index uh, after the one that has been included. So think about a wall going up when you declare the high value, and that wall goes right in front of the high value. This selects a range starting at low, and the ending high value is just before, or the ending is just before the high. I don't know why they designed it like this. This is one thing I would change, but that's just me. I don't make the rules. So subset colors, we want to only select colors at indexes 1, 2, and 3. So to do this, it's colors. The low is 1. And because we want to select everything, including 3, but not beyond, we have to do 4. And then let's go ahead and print the sub slice to demonstrate. nt.print line subset of colors, subset colors. And I think we're good. Let's see. So you can see here that this is a 0, red is a 0, black is the first, and that gets included here. First, second, third, and our new subset is correct. So, yeah. Okay. I think we should be able to do, let's just go ahead and set up the next one with some comments, and then I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll be back. It's been 30 minutes. My timer hasn't gone off, but it's been 30 minutes since the stream started, so I think it's probably time for a break. Let's go ahead and just set up the next little exercise. I'm glad I did this tonight, by the way. I was a little tired because I did martial arts today, but there's just like a lot on my mind, and I just felt like I needed to do something really productive with my energy to be constructive. Because I'm just trying to live that healthy, like, you know what I'm saying, healthy lifestyle of just being constructive and using my energy for good. And so this is kind of helping me. This is therapeutic. I was just literally telling some of my team members at work, like, I really want to get back into this space of treating coding like not just like a job, but treating it like a hobby. Because, like, I actually do love this a lot. But I'll save that little soapbox for later. Maybe I'll do like a little chit chat with you before I go after I finish this learning part. Okay, so we're gonna do maps when we come back from the break, and just to remind myself and you all, maps are key value pairs. They are similar to dictionaries, or well, they're similar to dictionaries in Python and objects in JavaScript. Okay, so we'll do that when we come back. Oh, I got to set up my thing down here real quick. Make it real easy for myself to jump back into this. And we will be doing adding to the map and deleting elements. Those are the two things. And we did this in the last stream as well, so this shouldn't be super new, but we do need to revisit things in order to get them, you know what I'm saying, in our head real good so we don't be forgetting or whatever like that. Uh-oh. Okay. Let me stop moving my screen around. I need to lock my little stream elements. I just realized that, so I don't accidentally mess things up. Before I mess things up, let me go ahead and give me a good old break. I'll be back in like 5 minutes or so, so please be patient. If you're watching this later on, you can always just, you know what I'm saying, scoot on forward. Let me stop talking. Okay, bye. I'll be right back. Hey yo, I'm back. Just for your information, I may or may not have went up into my kitchen and got me a big old slice of carrot cake. I didn't eat the whole thing, but I never had a couple forks full. And while I was in there, I may or may not have spilled a whole bunch of chia seeds all over the floor and had to go grab the vacuum and go on this epic quest to clean up my floor so I don't get mice. But that's neither here nor there. That's the story of my life. By the way, my apartment is so hot right now because it's cold outside and I got like three heaters on, and this water is busting so good right now because it's so hot. It's so hot in here. And the thing about having the hot water heaters is like I have not figured out how to turn them things. I don't know how to adjust it. I literally do not know how to adjust my hot water heater. And I've been living up here for like a decade. I'm sure it's easy, but like it's just never occurred to me until more recently that that might even be a thing that you can do. So after this stream, I'm gonna have to Google it to see because I don't want to hurt myself or anything. Anyways, let me stop rambling and get back to this because I can keep rambling. Okay, where were we? Okay, maps, maps. Where are my notes at? Okay, so maps are key value pairs. They're like dictionaries in Python and objects in JavaScript. They are mutable, meaning that we can add things to them and delete things from them. So the size can change. So user ages, and I really like this shortcut assignment thing in GoLang. It's cute to me. It's like a I don't know what it looks like, but it's cute to me. So map, and we want to do string and int like that. And this is the syntax if we want to define some starting values. Otherwise, we have to use the make function. I'm going to try that here in a second. So let's start with Bob Marley. I'm just going to pick a random age here. Let's do 33. And then the other one here is Jimi Hendrix. And then we're going to do 27. I feel like that's the age Jimi Hendrix died. Now, one thing that's interesting is that there's a comma, a trailing comma here, and that's like, okay. I think that's not a good thing in other languages. I wonder why they chose to do that. Okay, so to show the ability to add things here, so adding new key value pair to the map because maps are dynamic. Pairs can be added at any time. I wonder if there's like a immutable variety of this. Huh. I should explain that later on. So let's say user ages, and we'll create something new, and we'll put who's someone else? Tupac. I feel like Tupac belongs in this group. And then let's just do the age of 23. So let's print this, the map to show the newly added pair. Okay, let's run this. Wait, did I mess up something? Line 16. Oh, how did that get there? Oops. Oh, wait, so GoLang throws an error if you have an import that's not used. What? Let me just import OS. Will that literally not let me run the program? Oh, huh. I did not know that. Or maybe I don't know. I don't remember that being a thing. I wonder why. If you want to do multiple imports, you can do the parentheses. Otherwise, it's just one line like this. I guess you can't do the parentheses one if you only have one import too. That's interesting. I don't know. I feel like GoLang just chooses certain things to be picky about, and I don't understand the underlying philosophy, I suppose. Maybe that's something I need to look up independent of like how to actually code in Golang. It's like, what is the philosophy that leads the development of this language? Because I like it, but I feel like I would like it more if I understood that. Okay. So that printed two pockets now inside of my thing here. And we can lastly delete key value pairs from the map using the delete built-in function. So which is delete, and then we can say the thing we want to delete from, and then we say the person we want to delete. Let's get rid of Bob Marley. And we do this based on the key. So print the map showing the state after deletion. So fmt.print user ages after deleting Bob Marley. We can see here Bob Marley is no longer there. Now, I don't have this is something I don't have in my notes, but I want to take a look at the last repo I created on github.com. Let me just go to my repos. There was another way to make a map that I want to remember really quick and just do that just so that it's in this repo. And where did I put it? It has the make. Oh, here it is right here. So to make an empty map, we do it like this here, and we say, what is the name of the key? So, oh, sorry, the type, key type, and then next to it we put the value type map, and then we surround this whole thing with the make method like this. And what does it say here? The make built-in function allocates and initializes an object of type slice, map, or chan only. Oh, so you can use this for other things. Like new, the first argument is type, not a value. Unlike new, so slice effects, like, what is it? Okay, empty map is allocated to hold enough space for the specified number of elements. The size may be omitted. Okay, so you can actually set the size of the map. I wonder why you would do that if it's mutable. Huh. Okay, so I could do as arguments the size if it was a slice. Okay, so this can be used for more than just maps. Let's just call this map. Actually, I don't think I need to do anything here. I just want to make this a comment. Just that way I can have this for the future in case you or I want to come back to this. Okay, so that is maps. Okay, we got one more here. We're gonna like play around with the structs. I've actually been the most excited about coming to this one. I don't know why. I just missed TypeScript, I guess. So demonstrate structs. Yeah, I missed TypeScript. As soon as I finished coding bootcamp, I went to a coding bootcamp here in Minneapolis, and my first job was at this large blue box retailer. I'm not going to say any names of any businesses here, but if you know, large blue box electronics retail company. I had a fantastic, fabulous, amazing time there, and I got to do my first job primarily in TypeScript, and I really, really loved it. I don't know if I want to work in TypeScript anymore, but I loved that experience. population and a slice of structs. Okay. Yeah, I think that my thing with TypeScript is like I like the syntax of TypeScript, but I don't like the building and transpiling, the babble, all that other shenanigans. I don't like that part. I could do without that stuff. It's very, very, yeah. I think what I like about working in something like GoLang is like it just feels very straightforward, easy to set up. I built a server and like just the lack of hassle, like learning a language is hard, but like the lack of hassle around the build process and just getting things to deploy as written, like there was no like jumping jacks, jungle gym, marathon race, gauntlet involved in it. And I just love that. Love that for me. I love that for us. Love that for we you. Okay. So demonstrate structs. Okay. So okay. So a struct is a custom type. It's like an interface that you would have in TypeScript. I think interfaces also exist in Java and Groovy, like the JVM languages. So struct is a composite type that groups together variables under a named unit. So we want to have a type called person struct. And I think about it like the way I think about a type is like, or I'm sorry, a struct is like eventually we're going to have maps here. I don't know if they're called maps, but eventually we're going to have key pair values of something, right? Like a thing that's going to have attributes, a thing that can have properties. Now, I don't think object is the correct word, but that's what comes to mind. Almost like how in a Mongo database we could define real world things as having properties, and those properties have values that define those properties. A struct is a way to kind of like create the generic typing around something so that in the future you can make a thing that actually follows that same pattern. So for now, we'll say a person will have a name, and names will be strings, and a person will have an age, and ages will be integers. And then I can use this struct to create new people in the future. This sounds very metaphysical. So we want to create a slice. Remember, a slice is a mutable collection of elements. So create a slice of person structs with initial values. Okay, so people equals person, and then so that means that every person within this people slice is going to follow this structure here. So they're going to be comma separated. So name. So for the first one, it's name, and let's do Alice. Age. Let's do 18. And then the second one, let's do name, and then say Mad Hatter. I don't actually know how old Alice was in Alice in Wonderland. We're just making an assumption here. She must have been like 16 or something. I'm assuming because like it just seems like that movie is about like a younger person or something. Okay, so Alice and the Mad Hatter, and then who else is from? Is it like the I'm thinking Wizard of Oz now. I'm just gonna say the gosh, who else is in the oh gosh, now I'm just gonna put Cheshire Cat. That's a person, right? It's a non-human person. We already established that animals are non-human people. Cheshire. How do I spell that? Cheshire Cat. I don't know how old the Cheshire Cat is. I've literally never thought of that. Let's just say the cat in cat years or in human years from cat years is like Cheshire Cat seems like Cheshire Cat could be like 35. I don't know why, but I mean, I feel like Cheshire Cat could be like 40 years old in human years, to be honest. And then these dang trailing commas, shenanigans. Okay, so this is our slice of person, individual persons that is stored in this people variable. And I want to do, let's print this. So print the slice of structs to show all persons. fmt.print line people slice. And let's go ahead and run this. You can see here we have these three. Okay, so since this is a slice, that means it is mutable. And we can actually change the values of any of these structs. And let's just change the age of someone's age. So let's do people, and let's do the index of 1, and then we'll do dot age. And we'll change the Mad Hatter's age to 27. I think the Mad Hatter is not 34. Mad Hatter seems like just a very frazzled 26-year-old, to be completely honest. So now if I print this again, the age for Mad Hatter should be 26 down here. Boom. Boom, bam, bop, shabop, bop. Okay. So that brings me to the end of my stream. Cool. I'm going to run all these together just to see what that looks like. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. We did it. Okay, so where do we go from here? Anything else? Do I need to clean up anything? I always try my best at the end of my coding sessions to go back and add comments. I started off as a programmer as a commenter, and for a long time I was not doing a lot of that. Now I am a commenter again. I feel like with the dawn, and this is not about what I'm doing right now, but I think like in the future, because AI is going to become a lot more prevalent in software development, there's going to be more code written than people will always like truly understand. And I think that our job is going to become to document what code is doing to ensure its like consistency and accuracy rather than writing it manually. And so I think getting in the habit of like actually understanding what your code is doing and writing good comments, that may not be the thing you literally do in jobs, but that needs to be something you can do in your head. Um, and going through this explicit process, even though it's slow and laborious and it just makes my code very verbal, very verbose, I think it is well worth the time to do it. Okay. It's building up a muscle. Typing out all this stuff is going to eventually get up in our cranium maximus, maximally. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. There was something I wanted to like wax poetic about, but I cannot remember for the life of me what it is. Let me go ahead and make a commit real quick before I forget. So finish stream code git push. What was I going to wax poetic about? I don't really know, to be completely honest. I know it was something at the moment seemed important that I had to get back to the coding thing. I'm gonna let it be. I got plenty of streams coming up in the future. I have at least one more left in this little introductory one, maybe two. Um, One topic I need to spend an entire stream on probably is pointers. That is the one thing where I'm like a little bit like, help, because I'm going to tell you, pointers, the avoidance of pointers has like steered the development of my software engineering skills. Like I have literally, like a lot of people, I have steered and diverted my entire career around trying to just not even have to deal with pointers. And I don't like that. I don't like that for me. I don't like that for you. I don't like that for nobody. And if I were to take the advice that I give my students and that I've been saying on here, the struggle zone is where you learn. You have to get in the struggle zone and realize you're going to be fine. You're going to be all right. It's literally just uh, words on a screen. These are little characters on a screen. Okay, don't let this computer, don't let all this here intimidate you. It's just words and letters and numbers in the literal sense. Okay, so I need to confront that anxiety I have about just slowing up and slowing down, and I need to confront that anxiety I have about being lost and feeling kind of stupid. That's how I would feel. That's how I do be feeling. But that is a temporary, transient thing that will go away. And lo and behold, one day when I'm like pointing it out, pointing all over the place, using my pointers just everywhere, that and concurrency, that's the other thing I need to look into. One day I'm gonna be so proud of myself for having figured it out, okay? And it will unlock a whole new set of possibilities. Hell, I might even sorry, I said hell. Heck, I might even be coding with C and C one day. You know what I'm saying? It's just the pointers. And I've done stuff with pointers before, but I have never felt like I have a command of it where I know how to just use it on my own for my own ideas. And that's where I would like to be. That's really a goal for me. And I feel like GoLang is approachable enough to maybe confront that in a less intimidating way. But I'm gonna let that be for now. I feel really excited. There are so many things I want to do with this stream. Aside from GoLang, let me just say I'm paying attention to Elixir. Okay, a little Elixir never hurt nobody. It seems like that's where a lot of the vibe is kind of going right now. I've seen that pop up a lot. Um, Elixir seems cool. Erlang, for similar reasons, seems like it's something. Rust might get a little attention as well. I'm gonna stick with Golang and do this for a while, but I'm really kind of wondering maybe there's a way I can structure my stream to be just more generally exploratory in time. But we're gonna take it one step at a time. So I'll let that be the end of my rant. Thanks for watching. I will catch you later. And don't forget, if you go down into the description of this video, you will see that there is a link to this repo. Also, a link to the resources that I have found helpful in my learning journey. GoLang is a really cool language, and there's a lot out there to help you if you